Right, so welcome back. Today, maybe, and a bit of tomorrow, we're going to be putting our heifers inside. Although they're happy enough out, it's still time to get them in. The weather is to get colder now and get a little bit wetter in the coming days. We have a frost now at night, so when you have a frost like that rain is never too far away. So what I'm doing now at the minute, I'm taking a bale home here in the case in the back while I'm at it, but I'm taking home the mixer for when I put in the base with our mail bin that didn't come. Yeah, I just rang about our mail bin this morning. Look, we had a mail bin ordered. It was going to be delivered. They rang us to deliver on the day my baby was born, I mentioned it before, and I don't know who got the wires crossed or whatever, but they ended up selling me bin, which did upset me. I'll not deny it. And then they said they'll have a bin for me in about 10 days time. But now 10 days has come and gone. I rang this morning and now they're having trouble getting material, and that's kind of what we're waiting on. They're waiting on a container to come that's full of steel, and just getting it here is the problem. Don't know how long our bin's going to be now until it comes. It's unfortunate because now I have to go to the co-op. I thought I was done with doing that and get another fill of meal, but hopefully this will be the last time we'll be filling our meal from the co-op and we'll be fit to get it delivered. Anyway, I just have the mixer on here now. The mixer's very handy, hooks onto the front forks there and you just bring it back and forth. So I'm bringing it home, just clearing this area up. I'll come back over with a pallet then after. I'll take home that cement that's left over from that job as well, and just go around then and check drinkers, tidy up a few things. So that's the job that's in hand. There's only one way to get it done. Let's get at it. That's one thing I have to take away. A wee pile of silage from last year, growing a nice crop of grass on it already. Goes to show the way it breaks down so quick. Now, I have my cement built on, and one thing I do want to say, and agree with actually a fan, or a lot of fans said, front loader. A few people have commented on my videos telling me, now Adrian, aren't you glad you got a front loader? Yeah, absolutely, you're 100% right. Before that I said I could get away without a front loader, it didn't bother me that much, and you know something? It didn't. I got away with it for years and years and years with no front loader. But when you have it, you realise how handy it is. Doesn't matter what type of loader it is, just the function that it has is great. So yes, you're perfectly right. Would I like to do it without it now? No. For doing even little jobs like that there and feeding the cattle at home, it's great. It simply is brilliant. Right, so we're back here is 2 days actually later, because we had 2 days of great weather and the ground was still in good condition, so the cattle were happy out, so I left them out. They're not roaring at all to get in. They're very full, but the ground is getting a little tramped. Don't mind this area here. This is where the 2 trees fell, so I was always going to get a little bit cut up. That's why I have a fence running along here now to keep them away from that area completely. Anywhere the ground was just kind of bare, they're going to naturally go to that part of the ground and dig up and tear it up and rub their heads in it. It's part of the nature of the animal. But it's time to get them in. I want to get silage into them now, and I want to get some vitamins into them. I want to also get them clipped and dosed in probably a week's time when they're in a wee while. They're only going in here for about 2 weeks at the most, and then we're going to draw them home and put them into the sheds at home, because these heifers will be calving in January and February. This house is for them cattle up there that are eating their meal at the minute, but for now they're okay. They don't need to be moved, and it'll actually be nice to use this crush to dose them and do all that clipping and stuff, because it's a nice and easy crush to work on, unlike the one at home. So that's what we're going to do now. The first thing I'm going to do is get on the case here. I'm going to put in 2 bales of silage and then we get them in. We're going to run a little test here, and that's to see, is our first cut silage better than our third cut silage? Now our second cut silage is further up. I can't get at it at the minute because it's got the third cut in front of it and it's wedged in by the first cut, if that makes sense. The first cut is all on this side. If you remember that, you're watching our videos. But I have been using both recently at home, and I found that the first cut, which was the real dry stuff, which you might remember if you watched that video of us doing that, I mentioned that I wasn't a big fan of silage being too dry, and it was really dry. But at home, big difference in the two. The cows much prefer the first cut stuff, and you know what, standing in front of it and smelling it, I don't blame them. It's lovely stuff. Get on now to the third cut. You remember when we done that? That's not that hugely long done. It's very different. It's definitely wetter, obviously with the time of year as well. It wasn't that it was raining or anything. There was more moisture in the ground. You just didn't have the same amount of drying. It was no way like the first cut, but you can tell the difference in the two. A brighter colour here and much darker colour here. Now there's no rot through it or anything like that, but I'm finding it is a lot wetter, and I'm definitely finding that the run straight for this here. But we'll just be interested to see now. We'll put them in side by side and they will eat it. There's no doubt about it, they will eat it. But there's a nice smell of that. This here, not as much, not just as nice. It'll be interesting to see. We'll leave it a couple of days. It mightn't be on this video, but it'll be on the next one. And I'll let you know which one they went for first. But I'd say it'd be the first cut, hands down. And I expected that. It was later stuff. It wasn't as thick a crop either. It was kind of a softer grass. And I've seen that before, that type of result from that. Perfect for feeding, it's no problem at all. But the second cut, I'm expecting to be kind of in between the two, and it should be more or less similar to this, more similar to this, because it was dry as well. So just run that little test and I'll let you know what the results are like. Let's move this bar for starters. Come on. That's your last day on grass for 2021. Right. Now I'm kind of giving them a narrow shoulder to walk in on. I'm hoping by doing that and kind of using this as a wall so that none of them will run up along here after the other ones, if that makes sense. So I'm going to walk down the field here first to see will they follow me. That way we'll get them away from that upper part. Come on, come on, come on. A bucket of meal, probably the walk handier. No, wait. It might be working. Now when we get them down to here, we'll turn and we'll walk back up again, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll follow us straight out. See the big pet? She's very heavy now. She's probably close to one of the first ones calving. And that's her coming down here now. She's a brute. She's definitely a big brute. Now, here's what the trick will be. If I walk back up now along the fence, will they walk straight out after me? That's the thing. Come on. Now this sometimes works, but I wouldn't mind. I have a camera in my hand. And usually when you take a camera out, it doesn't work. Now you see they're away from that upper side, so it limits the chance they're going to run up along that fence. All you have to be now is just a little bit patient. Now we're winning. If only I can get behind them now and bring them on up, that's the next thing. And they're quite quiet, so I think I should be able to nip down. But it's always the one. It's always the one. Ah, there we go. Now we're winning. Right, up you get. Come on. 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 Just when I see them there now, I remember when they were in here last year and I realise how much they've grown. They're level with the top of the rails, which is great because that gives me kind of a judge of how big they... It's just unfortunate two of them be sold because they weren't in calf. That's the unfortunate part. I was speaking to a couple of fans actually. That's what I love about YouTube. You get great knowledge from people. There's always people out there who understand things better maybe than perhaps you're doing it. And you should always listen when you get advice like that. So people did talk about a selenium and a B12 deficiency that could be causing a little bit of an issue with ours. Our vet had already talked to us about that. It's quite common seeing me this last while. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be putting our cows this winter and our heifers on a different vitamin now that has that in it. And that hopefully will help the situation out. We're going to make little changes that need to be made just to try and fix that problem, and we will always update you and let you know how that works. Before I finish off today's video, I have an announcement to make. Some very, very exciting news, and sad for some, happy for others, but it's to do with our case. Yeah, our case is sold. Our case is going to be traded in very, very soon, in fact probably in another day or two, and there's a new tractor coming in its place. It's a big upgrade from the case. It's not the one actually I was first looking at. I've never mentioned this tractor before, but it is going to be coming and replacing the case, and loader as well is going to be on this one. It's a bigger, heavier tractor, a nice upgrade to what the case was. Of course I'll be sad to see it go. It has been an absolutely phenomenal tractor with us and be a brilliant tractor hopefully going on to the next person that owns it. I hope they just appreciate it as much as we and you guys have appreciated it, because I've never seen such a following taking hold for a tractor. But we have different things in our heads to do down the line, and the little case unfortunately isn't just going to fully fulfill that. So because I know I had a savage amount of emails and messages from people offering to buy it, but we decided, just because we're in the game here of YouTube as well, that we're going to actually trade it in with a dealer. I'm not going to tell you who that dealer is yet. I will tell you all that when the other tractor arrives, so that you guys can get a good opportunity to go and have a look at it if you want. I won't be telling anybody before that happens. We'll have to wait a little while longer on that, but you will get an opportunity if you want to go have a look at it for yourself. So I'm going to leave it there for now. If you haven't subbed, now's the time to do it, and hit that little notification bell that's in the top right hand corner. That'll just let you know when our videos is up. Give us a like, leave a comment down below. You know the whole jazz by now. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and we're on TikTok now too. If you're interested in any of our merch, the link is there in the description. Until the next one, we'll talk to you again.